Hey everyone, it's Melissa here, and today I'm hopping on live. It's Angels Week, you guys. So I'm going to do my best to hop on every day for the rest of this week until Friday, because this is your, once, twice a year opportunity to enroll in the Communicate with Angels course. So if you want to check that out, you can go to communicatewithangels.com/enroll. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But if you're here live or watching the recording, please say hi in the comments and let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. So today's topic is how to ask your angels for help and support. This is something that I know probably we can all relate to, where there's times, hi Susie, glad you're here. There's times when we feel like we're going through something challenging, or we have a decision to make, or you're just generally needing some support and guidance, right? And I don't know about you guys, but with the way that I was raised, my personality, I tend to have a limiting belief that I have to do everything by myself. Anyone relate to that? You're very independent, you don't need anybody to help. But that can actually be to my detriment sometimes, right? So it's always good for me to remind myself, and yes, is Susie hard to ask for help? Yeah, I think it's pretty common that. So if you relate to that too, it's really good to remind yourself, hey, I have this team of guides, angels with me, who their number one job description is to help. So some people say that if you want your angels to help you, you have to ask. I actually don't agree with that, because I think they're always guiding and supporting. But if you actually do ask and learn ways to request their help, you're going to receive a lot more, right? And it's like some people also assume that our angels should just know what we need and just be there as we need them. But I think it's really important to realize that you actually need to open up a communication with them if you want this to be more, effective and reassuring and supportive for you. So whatever it is that you might be going through right now, hopefully some of the tips that I'm sharing today will help you with that journey, right? So one thing that can be really helpful is to simply set an intention and make a request. So some easy ones to work with is to just simply say, angels, come close to me. I often do this when I'm teaching classes, like, okay, let's just make sure our angels are really close. Because they will actually move in and out at different times, right? So it's also not that all of your team are with you 24 hours a day, maybe just one or two as they kind of come and go and work with different things. But if you ask for help and ask them to come close, it's like you're going to feel that presence more on your physical body. I see a few more people have joined live too, so welcome. Please say hi in the comments so I know who you are and maybe where you live, and let me know if you guys have any questions as we go through. And saying that made me lose my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh dear. I'm feeling a little tired today. Anyway, so let me just kind of try to start something else. So I think I was talking about having your angels come close to you. That's right. And so not all of them are with you all the time. Yeah, angels coming in closer. But so that's what I was going to say. So if you feel chills, goosebumps, tingling, that is when you are feeling that high vibration of your angels. So that's a really good thing to pay attention to. And it can be quite reassuring knowing, oh, okay, they are giving me that confirmation. I've had some times recently where I've been working with a client or chatting with a friend, and I just get covered in chills from head to toe. A really strong confirmation, right? Something that, we can't make that up, right? The skeptics out there, oh, well, it's just this and that. But when you get covered from head to toe, right, in chills, that's that feeling of tuning into that higher state of consciousness. Let me know, you guys, have you guys ever felt chills? So that's one thing. And then if there is a specific situation that you are going through, you can just kind of ask a general question about that too. So what I'm talking about here is just take a little time to yourself, right? For some people, especially have little ones, it's not always easy to do, but I figure we all have to go to sleep. So hopefully we have some time to ourselves. Oh, I love that, Susie, talking about chills, especially when it comes down from your head and almost melts. Yeah, that's why I was kind of gesturing that way, because it literally is like shoo, all the way down. Amazing. So take a little time to yourself and you say, hey, angels, what would you do in this situation? Or can you give me some help with blah, 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 right? So I actually asked for help recently with a business project that I'm doing. It just didn't work out quite the way I thought it would. And I was like, oh, okay, what is this? What am I learning from this? I'm sure that you guys relate to where you have an expectation, you think something's going to be successful, and then it doesn't quite pan out. It can be easy to get upset or down about that, but I do my best to turn that to what is the learning opportunity here. And that creates an openness and receptivity for your guides to come in and work with you. So I'm high in the gift of vision. So you may or may not get visions yourself. There's 4 different spiritual gifts. Hi, Paul. I see your comment if you were testing it. So I often get pictures or I see image of something, or it's like, here's how you could do it differently. But maybe you get more words, right? You hear something, you hear a message. Maybe you hear music. Like, have you ever got a song stuck in your head and you realize, oh, wow, there's like a message in the lyrics of that song for me. Maybe you just get feelings, right? So feelings are very powerful. And unfortunately, that's one of the gifts that is sort of not as recognized in our society, let's say. Pictures and words are a bit more tangible, but feelings are the more ethereal messages, and they can be really, really powerful. I've told a story before about when I was searching for a new apartment to live in, and I'd narrowed it down to 3 choices. And I started to just tune in and have my angels show me, how does this one feel? And how does that one feel? And how does that one feel? Because on paper, they all looked good. So then it was time to get the energetic message, right? The spiritual message of which one would be best for me. And I did that based on the feelings, so be open and receptive and just start to see what comes through. If you haven't had much experience with getting those kind of impressions, then I encourage you to consider enrolling in the course that's being offered this week. I call it the Communicate with Angels course, but I've really created a step-by-step roadmap there through that course, and you can take it in your own time, so that you start to get the practice. Because for some of you, you get it, like you're getting these impressions. For others of you watching, you may think, oh, I don't know if I can get a picture. I don't know if I can get a message. How do I do that? And it is natural. It's innate within us, but we just need to get practiced again, right? If you haven't been using that part of you so much. All of us did it when we were little kids. And after a while, as you say, angels give me a word or angels show me a picture, it will come to you very easily and clearly with just a little bit of practice. So I think those were the main things that I wanted to share with you today. And as you get more advanced with this too, you can ask very specific questions. And I think some people don't realize how sort of pinpointed and clear it can really get. So I'll ask questions of my angels sometimes of things like, is it the best time to do this? Right? I was looking at my plan for the next few months and just looking at it energetically, it's like, something feels off. And so the next step that I haven't actually done yet, but I will soon, is to ask my angels, okay, is it really the best time to do this project? Or would it be better to change the timing, right? And that timing is something that is hard for us to see. We're too close to it. But our angels can see that bigger picture perspective because they're not part of planet Earth energy. They can see things that we can't see. And they can see what's coming for you as well. So a big piece of this, of course, is learning how to trust. But I think trust comes as you grow your sensitivity, your own kind of intuitive gifts, and become more comfortable with them. You'll recognize clearly what your guides are saying to you. So I'm happy to stay on a little longer. If any of you have questions about anything, please post them in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to post your questions in the comments too. I generally come back and have a look, once a day to see what's new in social media. So you're welcome to comment on the replay. I did want to let you guys know as well that tomorrow, Wednesday, January 29th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you're in a really different time zone from me, right now where I am is 11:30. So it's going to be about an hour and a half into the future tomorrow. What was that? A day and an hour and a half? 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be doing a live stream, a more in-depth live stream here on YouTube, or it will also be on Facebook, about how to establish a connection with your angels. Okay, so I hope that you will mark your calendar and hop on. Maybe it's your lunch break and you can connect with some like-minded people. And again, this week, the last week of January, the Communicate with Angels course is open for enrollment, and you get to learn how to receive those messages like I was talking about, the pictures, the words, the feelings, and get really confident with that. And you also get a private session where I work with you to establish how to ask your angels direct questions. You learn how many angels you have. And that's a really powerful technique that you'll learn in the one-on-one session you receive, that your angels will help you to make clear decisions. So I'm going to post in the comments as well the link for that. And enrollment does close on Friday, January 31st. So check it out if it sounds like something that would be helpful to you. There is a payment plan as well to help your budget. So Susie says, owning what I feel and being able to express it is the hardest. It's like I've been denying this while half of me, I think there may be a little typo in there, but I think I understand what you're saying there, Susie. Yeah, so I think that is the beautiful thing about what you're saying there is that you have awareness, right? We can't change something unless we become aware of it. And yes, I totally relate to what you're saying. Knowing my feelings and expressing it is something that I have been healing and working with on my spiritual journey as well. It often happens because of the way that we're raised, right? So in the first 7 years, on a soul level, we're just pure feelings, and we absorb the energy of the environment and take it on. And primarily, of course, that's our parents, but it could also be other people that raised us or influential in our life. Sometimes we can even pick up blocks from teachers. So I know what it was for me, Susie, so maybe this will help you, is it wasn't okay for me to misbehave in my family, right? So especially with my mother, I hate to say it. I love her to death, but, so I got approval for being a good girl, right? Getting the good grades, doing the right thing. But anytime that I would express an emotion or an upset or something perceived as negative, it was immediately shut down. So from that programming over many, many years, we stop expressing our feelings. We think they're bad. And the healing in that is like, it's going to affect your chakra, the relating chakra, the throat, and also make sure I get it right, the pituitary is the outflow and sharing with the world. So both of those chakras get restricted because I'm only showing the world the nice parts of me, but sometimes I feel sad, or sometimes I feel, I don't like that behavior. I want to set a boundary. But I've been programmed in that first 7 years that is not okay, right? So yeah, Susie says, yes, like it was bothersome to others. Yeah. So now it's like you get to reparent yourself to heal that. And so it's choosing, okay, what am I going to replace this with? And practicing a new habit. So for me, I attracted a person into my life to help me heal this. And that is my boyfriend, my romantic partner. We've been together 4.5 years now. And he is a person who is open and receptive to whatever I say, even though there was the part of me that was like, oh, no, I can't say that. That's mean. It's going to hurt somebody's feelings. But he allows me to, especially if I say, hey, there's something I want to talk to you about, then I practice just really being honest about how I'm feeling, even if I'm scared, or even if I think, oh my God, he's going to hate me, or, it's a practice. So it might be good to find, and I have some friends that I can do that with too, maybe even more so. So find somebody in your life where you can know that you're safe to express, right? Because honestly, sometimes some people you're not, right? But maybe your angels are even telling you right now who that person might be for you, Susie, and go from there. It's a practice and it's a building of knowing that it's actually safe and okay. And that reminds me too, this is a little sidetracked from what, the theme of today, but the other thing I work with clients on is called the blockage discovery profile. And it's like healing the pattern that we pick up in our first 7 years. And, thankfully there's a lot of tools out there to help us with that right now. But this particular process is really powerful because we work with spirit, right? And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people connect with their guides, because once you have that connection, the rest of your spiritual journey becomes much deeper and more meaningful, because your guides are helping you with it and they're giving you the insights that you need, and it kind of shortcuts the process, right? So you don't need to, you can if it helps you, of course, but you don't need to go to therapy and like hash things out. You can actually pinpoint and get to the heart of the matter much easier when you're working with spirit. Because the cool thing is that our guides will only give us the information that we need and nothing that we don't, right? So you and I, we can get sidetracked all day long, but our guides are like, this is what it is. And that's what you'll notice with the communication with your guides, is that it is very succinct often, right? And sometimes I'm like, tell me more. But they won't, because they've already given as much as I need to know right now, right? And I think that's actually very reassuring, right? They're only going to give us as much as we can handle. So yes, I'm glad it resonated with you, Susie. You're very welcome. And Paul shared, I was made to feel that expressing emotion was making a fool of myself. Yes, and that's the other thing. More men, of course, that's a little bit of a stereotype. It can go both ways, but it's even more so, right? For men, stereotypically, is that you shouldn't talk about your feelings. So beautiful. I always love to see guys in the group, although it's usually is more women, because I know that it actually takes more courage to step into this healing journey and in the spiritual growth journey. because our society just kind of poo-poos it, right? So thank you for sharing that, Paul. All right. Does anybody else have any questions today? It's really fun to just hop on and just kind of ad lib. talk to myself, but really talking to all of you. All right. Well, like I said, I'll be back here tomorrow, just slightly later in the day. So hope to see you all again really soon. And I hope to welcome you to the Communicate with Angels course this week. We are going to be doing some live calls along with the course at this time. So it's a great opportunity to really join with some other like-minded people and create community, which is one of my highest priorities with my work. It's great. You're so welcome, Susie. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.